everyone, welcome back to Midnight Fantasy Creation. I have a nice simple video for you. We're going to do a nice keychain and we're going to do it without a mold. So if you want to make keychains, you can make them custom to any shape you want, as long as you can cut them out in that shape. We are just going to do a nice simple square, and I'm going to do it with this pretty little butterfly. You can do it with tissue paper, vinyl, napkins, pretty much any kind of paper medium. Depending on what kind of medium you're using, you'll get a different effect. And I had tried this once before and I thought I was recording, and apparently I was not. So this keychain I did on that transparent vinyl, similar to the stained glass video that I did. So on a white background, this looks very vibrant. It's very pretty. And then if you just do a clear and you take the backing off, the transparent, you can see right through it. So depending on what you have it on, it's going to look different depending on what it's on. So I thought I was recording and I got halfway through it and was pulling it up and happened to look up the video and noticed my screen was black, which means it wasn't recording. So I said, well, so much for that. I finished it, and I'm gonna do this again on video, make sure this is actually going, and yep. I'm not taking it off the backing this time. I like them transparent. I think they look really cool. They're hard to see, that's my only problem. So I'm gonna do this one with the backing and show you guys. And I'm going to seal both front and back. So this is the transparent vinyl. It's nice and shiny. I am just not going to take the paper backing off, and I am going to seal both sides. In fact, if you really wanted to, you can print two of these out and put them together. I still need to cut this one. So you can have either two different scenes, front and back, or you can have the same scene, front and back. In fact, I might do that. And I might do it with, let's see, what do I got? Let's do it with another butterfly. Let's do this one. Alright, so I'm going to do a double-sided one. I think that'll be nice. Alright, and I'm going to take this vinyl, take the paper off of one side, one corner, and line it up and smooth it onto the paper as best as I can. So I'm just peeling back one little corner. I'm going to line this up, and I do need to flip my silicone mat because it gets annoying on this side. I have it on the smooth, shiny side because I originally had stuck the vinyl right to the silicone mat, which works great. Fudge. This silicone mat will the shiny side will stick to pretty much anything. So if you don't have silicone tape for like the open bezels, you can get a shiny sided. So this mat is dull on one side and shiny on one side. You can put a bezel on and it'll stick, and you can actually UV it. It's better to do that on a transparent silicone mat, so you can UV light the front and the bottom and flip it over, or else when you take it off, and that happened to me, it was still kind of wet on the underneath. The sticker, not so much, because it had the adhesive and it was plastic, so it was just sticky. But I am just going to smooth this on, and I'm going to clean up any of those white spots because apparently I still missed. So let's clean this up here. Clean this up here. And this here. You start getting really good at this, you'll be able to line them up without having to cut into your picture. And I don't want to see any of this white, so it's not going to be perfect. Alright, we are going to do one side UV, put it under the UV light, and I'm going to try to get it as thin as possible. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. And then I will show you how to put the keychain on. I won't show you how to drill it because I don't have a small drill. I mean, I do have one, I just don't know where it went. Might still be in my office. So we are using the high viscosity UV resin from J Diction. I got this in a 3-pack. You get the low viscosity, the high viscosity, and the hard type. I want to do the high viscosity because it's thicker and it's going to stay where I put it a lot easier. And I want to do this side only because it's bowing. And I'm just going to puddle a bunch of this right in the middle. And then I'm going to drag it to the ends. And if it needs a little more, I will put a little more on it. Now what did I do with my silicone? You should, again, be wearing gloves. But, in fact, I'm going to put some finger cut on my fingers. I'm just going to do it on one hand. All right. Now, smooth this out. If you use finger cots, make sure you're putting them on the fingers you will be using and not using the fingers that do not have the finger cots. And we're just gonna push it right to the edge. I'm hoping this will weigh itself down so it lies a little more flat. See, now I wish I left it on the shiny side because at least it wouldn't have moved. This is much easier to do in a mold, but I do not have a mold square big enough. And I didn't want to make a tiny square with an image on it. Not that I can't. Oh, by the way, I did get these pictures from Creative Fabrica. This one is the stained glass butterfly. The other side is a bottle butterfly. I forget exactly what it's called. Pick up my UV light that fell on the floor. You do want to make sure this sits long enough where it gets rid of any marks that you may have made while pushing it. Make sure it's smooth and see if you missed any spots. And I'm missing a spot right over here, so I do need to add just a little bit more in this corner. See if it's pulling from anywhere. I don't care if I get it a little past the edge. In fact, I want to get it past the edge. I may need to do that on the other side. I want to seal the paper in. Let's see if I'm missing anything. I'd add just a little bit more and let it sit. That's a little bit more than a little bit. Get this spread out. See if I need to move this anywhere. Alright. Find it lying a little flatter. This will get hot too. Just a warning. So if you do get a vinyl sticker and you want to turn that into a keychain, and you can use any small vinyl sticker. If you want to turn it into a keychain, this is one way to do it. And you can leave the backing on or you can take the backing off. If you take the backing off and you stick it on your mat and you go to peel it off, it will be hot. You do want to let it cool down before you peel it because the adhesive on the back may not pull off of the silicone mat, because that butterfly one that I did the first time when I thought I was recording did that. Half of the adhesive left stayed on the mat, the other half came off. If that happens, you do need to take the time to move the other half of the adhesive because you're gonna see it a little bit. Not entirely, not like a lot, but you will notice it a little bit. Oh, that's curling right up. And that's hard. Shoot. Should have left it on the other side. Let's see if I can get this to bend back down. It's still hot. I don't know how well the resin is gonna stick to this side. I should have just done it the other way. I should have just left it alone on this side. Depending on how long this recording is, I might show you how I did it the first time. That's pretty saturated thoroughly, and it's not even running off the edges, which is nice. You're gonna see if this starts doing something funky once it starts heating up. Alright, I'm gonna leave this under the light while I'm working on the next one. I need to clean this off though. Where did I put my spray? I'm gonna use something a little thinner this time. I'm probably gonna use the BS resin because I want to keep it kind of thin. I want to see if it'll work with a thinner coat, and then maybe go over it with a thicker one. But if you do this on a silicone mat, you want to make sure there is absolutely nothing on your mat. No glitter, no dust, no resin, because you are gonna get that right in your keychain. You don't want it in your keychain. I have a bunch of glitter. I'm trying to just move. There, that's better. I have some bumps underneath that I want to try and get rid of. You want this to be flat as well. So make sure your mats are clean, your table's clean. I had a transparent silicone mat that I bought, just a small one for the jewelry stuff, and I have no clue where I stuck it because I put it aside until I needed it. Of course, when you do that, you forget where you stuck it. You're gonna do this one. I think this would be really pretty. Transparent. I also think it'd be really nice leaving the white backing on too. First, I want to show you. Let's see if it'll... No, it's not going to stick. Everything else sticks to this thing. I'm going to peel this off, and we are going to stick it somewhere flat and clean. And just smooth it out. As best as you can. And of course this is going to look funny because it's got a purple background. And then we're going to put a little on, and I definitely want it running over the edges a little bit. Now this is just a normal hard type. I don't want it over the edges too much. So this is not a high viscosity, this is not a low viscosity, this is just a normal hard type. And I'm going to push it just a little bit over the edge. That's a little too much over the edge. Try to keep it even, and then I'm going to fill in the space in between. And all these images came off of Creative Fabrica. Let this settle and let it do its thing. Fix it as I need to go. So my table is not level. Oh, it wants to go more on one side than the other. Let's see if I need to add another drop or two. No, I think that's fine. And I keep pushing it over the edge and it keeps going right back. Actually, yeah, I think I will add another drop or two just up here. There we go. Let that settle down. Trying to flatten out my mat. And then we are going to grab this and let it sit. That is more flat, more even. And this one's not too hot, which is a shocker. The other one was pretty hot. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. Gloss this one up a little bit. Let's see if we peel this off. And that came off much smoother. So this one did not get nearly as hot as the hard type the first time I did this. So it is sticky. You can technically keep this as a sticker and have it as a... That's wicked pretty. Have it as a sticker you can stick on something later. Especially if it has a white surface. This would be really pretty. I really like that. That came out really nice. So we are gonna do this side. Now it is bowed a little bit, but not nearly as bad. I'm thinking if you do a double-sided piece and you do not have a mold to stick your sticker in, I would probably use the silicone tape. Give yourself a generous portion enough so you can hold it down flat and keep the sticker from warping like the first one. I am purposely trying to get this to run off the edges a little bit. For some reason, it just wants to stay right on the vinyl. You can also sand the edges down, so if this is uneven or sharp, because I did that with the last one, I just want to make sure it's sealed in. That's all. It's being very stubborn. I'm gonna see what it does. Silicone, this resin likes to pull inwards, which is very interesting. I don't know if you can see how it's just pulling right back in, no matter how much I push it out. And this is bowed a little bit. It should be running to the edges because it's slightly warped, but not too bad. It's very interesting. Of course, my table is off, so let me see if I can lift this a little bit. I'm gonna let this sit for the full 150 seconds. Right, it's nice and hard. Let's peel this off. Ooh, that got underneath. I may have to redo this side because a little of the silicone got underneath the sticker, but I can just do a nice light coating, no biggie. Of course, I have a bubble, and it popped itself. This one, I don't want to go over the edges. I just want to clean up that mess that happened because you can't exactly wipe it off. That, and it makes it a little thicker. I wouldn't mind it a little thicker. So you can already see some of these edges are going to be quite sharp. It's going to be easy to sand down. I just don't like how this looks. And we're going to seal it. Good, didn't leak. So, white surface. There we have it. A nice transparent keychain. It's going to be thin, which is totally fine. And like you said, we can sand down any of these sharp edges as long as it's like sealed in and you're not taking the sticker. Granted, it is completely sealed, so I'm not worried about, like this one would peel, this top one right here would peel off that paper because I didn't take it off its paper. But this transparent one won't. Doesn't mean you want to hit the sticker though. So this one I got at Michael's a long time ago. I'm pretty sure in their jewelry making department. But you can get them and it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. Apparently I'm missing 2, so I'm gonna have to figure out where they went. I'm missing the one I used last time. And they come in different shapes. This one is a square. This one's a very triangular shaped one. This one is round, it's just completely round. I am going to use the triangular shaped one. I had a flat one, and then I think I had a half round one. I think the other one was half round. But you can use a nail file, you can use this, and you just want to gently sand down any of the sharp edges. You can even smooth out any large areas that you didn't want that leaked over too much. Just make sure you don't scuff your keychain because then you'll have to go over it again. And then you're going to want to wipe it down with soapy water. Do not use rubbing alcohol. I've never tried using rubbing alcohol on the more expensive ones. And if I'm off camera, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I've never used the rubbing alcohol on the more expensive ones, so I don't know if it dulls them out like it did my cheap one. But I'm not about to find out. You can also take out the corners, so that way you don't have any sharp edges. any of you are nail techs and this is driving you nuts, I do apologize. If you're not a nail tech and you have no clue what I'm talking about, trust me, that would drive most nail techs crazy. But this isn't a nail, and I don't care. I'm going to rinse this off and drill a hole in the corner over here, and then I'll be back to show you how to put the keychain on. Alright, so I drilled a hole in it and I cleaned it off, and that's what it looks like, nice and finished. You can add more coats on if you'd like. To make it a little thicker, you can sand, you can even try and expand it across the edge a little bit more if you'd like. You can even sand the surface and smooth it out. Like this got some bumps on it, I could totally do that. And then do another smooth coat, but don't put the hole in until you're done and you like the way it looks. But for this video, because I don't have time to sand it down and smooth it out and do another coat, top of the fact that I don't think I have proper grit sandpaper. I might actually. I think I got it in a kit, but it's just a couple little spots. I'm gonna have this for myself. I'm gonna probably play around with this a little bit more to work out any kinks, especially because I don't want them to look like this. This I would not sell this. I like the idea, obviously, but I don't like how this came out. I do know a better way to do this. Don't know why I didn't think about it. So if you want to see me do one with a white background like this, so you can see it better, but have a double side, comment below, or if you guys give me 15 likes, I will do another video with a keychain on a vinyl sticker. So I will keep an eye on that. But you can even turn depending on how big your vinyl sticker that you like, you can turn this into a pendant if you wanted to. But I have some keychains here. I have gold and silver. Silver is my favorite, since I'm pretty much keeping this one for myself because it's not perfect. I am going to use silver and figure out what key I'm going to stick it on. That first one I showed you is on my mother's house key. She loves butterflies, so I thought that's a nice, that would be nice. So I have, these come for some reason in 2 pieces. Oh, that's right, I need a jump ring. So you just want to stick this on its large ring so you can hook things on. You don't need this hook. You can just leave the ring and you can stick your keys on this. But this is nice to be able to hook it onto a bag, to hook your keys onto purse so you're not rounding around your purse for it. You can attach them to something else. A lanyard, that's another one. Where did I do it? My jump rings. So I have some different size jump rings. This one's big enough. There we go. I don't need a massive one. How big did I put on that other one? Where did I put that other one? I'm not even done videoing this and I've already lost my keychain. Struggle is real. Put it back on my keys. So this one I put a large one on. I'm going to put just a smaller one on to show you don't have to do a large one. And these are usually not too hard to bend with your fingers, but you can use pliers. I really like how this one came out. And you can just slide it on in. It is easier to use the proper tools than it is to just do it with your fingers. But I packed my tools because I have a craft fair to go to. There we go. And I don't feel like unpacking them because I'm trying not to forget them for tomorrow. And then you slip it through your chain, and then you're going to need to turn it back together. So if you don't have any tools, you can do it with your fingers. It is just a bigger pain in the butt. And that is just big enough where you can whip it around the corner. It doesn't get caught and it will dangle nicely. I think this looks really nice. Like this, but I like the coating on this one. I really do like the J District. See, J Diction finish. This is actually really nice in comparison to the BS resin. Not saying this is bad. This is way better than some of the other ones I have. Something about this one is really nice. I think I'm going to save this for more of my jewelry because this is like a really good quality for jewelry. There you have it. A nice keychain. I have to see how much that J Diction resin is because I haven't done the comparison video on that one and I'm already liking it. All right. And there's that. By the way, that This is what it looks like when it runs off the edge, which is what I was aiming for, but it kept pushing itself to the middle. Again, not that I don't mind, but I was hoping for more of a transparent edge going over the ends. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Do you like it better with the resin over the edge and giving it a bit more of a border, or do you like it without border? The transparent border. This still has some gunk on it. I'm gonna have to clean that off again. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. Especially if you want to see me do this with a white background instead of a transparent one. Of course, if you're new to my channel, subscribe, hit the bell. It'll let you know when I post new videos. And I want to thank all my subscribers for your support. Of course, you can check out all my social media. I am on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I am trying to do better, trying to add new content to those as much as possible. And then you can also check out my online stores. I have an online store, midnightfantasycreation.com. I also have an Etsy, Midnight Fantasy Create, because they would not let me put the ION at the end. And then I do have an eBay store. I'm going to be starting to update that soon, actually, because I'm almost done finishing updating my Etsy shop. So I should be adding new stuff to my eBay store, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Blessed be. Bye.